Namaskara ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ. Dear students, today let us learn on power and position of Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. On this topic, there are questions that is state the powers and functions of Prime Minister of India, or it may be asked as discuss the powers and functions of Prime Minister of India in the examination. In previous class, we have studied the structure of Union Executive. In that, we have seen the role of President, the role of Vice President. In the today's class, let us see what are the functions of Prime Minister and also Council of Ministers. Who is the Prime Minister of India? According to the Constitution of India, the Prime Minister becomes the head of Council of Ministers in the Parliament of India. How actually the Prime Minister of India is appointed? The appointment takes place by this procedure. After the Lok Sabha election, the elected representatives of the leading party sit at one place and choose their leader by expressing their confidence in him. Then the chosen leader will be considered and proposed by the party high command to the president for appointment as a prime minister. Then the president appoints the prime minister as a head of council of ministers. For example, in the previous election, Lok Sabha election, the elected representatives of the leading party, that is BJP, so they selected the leader, that is Narendra Modi ji. Then that is proposed to the president. Then president appointed Narendra Modi ji as the prime minister and also the head of the council of the minister. Okay, what are the powers and functions of Prime Minister of India? In examination, it is asked as state the powers and functions of Prime Minister of India, or it may be also asked as what is the role of Prime Minister of India. Let us study it one by one. The first function is the Prime Minister has the control over the ministers as head of Union Minister. So the Prime Minister has the control over the Council of Ministers and also he acts as a head of the Council of Ministers. So Council of Ministers is also called as Union Minister. He selects the ministers for his government. So the selection of the ministers is done by the Prime Minister only. And also he allots the works, allotment of work, which work should be done by whom. So that allotment is done by the Prime Minister only. And can change the portfolio. Portfolio means it is the minister's area of responsibility as a member of cabinet. So that means, for example, it's a department. It may be of defense or home ministry or space, communication, transport. So many departments will come. So that department is taken as a portfolio. So suppose if the minister wants to change the department portfolio, that is from home ministers to defense minister or from defense ministers to finance minister, so that can be done as the wish, as per desire of the prime minister. He can change the department of the minister. Next, the prime minister communicates to president for all decisions taken by the council of ministers. So the decisions is made by the council of ministers and ministers. Okay, and that is communicated to president via prime minister. Then he fixes the dates for parliamentary sessions and its programs. So as we have seen, there will be 3 sessions, parliamentary sessions, that is budget session, winter session, monsoon sessions we have studied, and those sessions, programs, fixing of the dates, scheduling is done by the prime minister. He acts as a leader of ruling party and the parliament. So the main leader of the parliament is the prime minister, and hence he has to perform many political functions. Next, he takes all the members into confidence. He is the chairman of planning commission and makes the economic plans. So whatever the plans he makes, he takes the confidence of other members. Other members means Lok Sabha members or Rajya Sabha members, by taking their opinion, by taking their suggestions. So that is taken here as taking them into confidence. So he will plan everything. Next, he represents all national and international conferences. So you have seen our Narendra Modi ji attends so many conferences, that is in within nation and also outside nation in other countries, that is taken as national and international conferences, and summits. Summits means meetings So that is the gathering of leaders. So that also he attends. He is the chief spokesman of government in foreign affairs, the diplomats, delegates and high commissioners, etc. So mainly he is the main speaker, chief speaker, that is taken as chief spokesman wherever he attends the meeting. So he will be the main speaker regarding the foreign affairs, or it may be diplomats means Rayabhara, or delegates representative. So in all such cases he will be the main speaker. That is why it is taken as the Prime Minister is the chief spokesman. So these are all very important functions of Prime Minister of India. Next comes Council of Ministers. So this is the present photo of Council of Ministers of Union Executive. In this you can see that there will be cabinet ministers, ministers of state and deputy ministers like this. This is one structure shown here. So let us study it in detail. Okay, what do we mean by the Council of Ministers? Under the article number 74 of Constitution, there shall be a Council of Ministers with the Prime Minister as a head to aid and advise the President. So this means, so the President alone cannot perform all the functions and the Prime Minister alone cannot perform all the functions. That's why the Council of Ministers are taken to perform different functions of different departments just to aid and advise the President. It consists of, the Council of Ministers consists of mainly senior ministers, also called as cabinet ministers, junior ministers called as ministers of state, and rarely deputy ministers. So there will be three categories here taken. So the cabinet ministers are having very important departments, important portfolios, and nearly 22-23 ministers comes under cabinet ministers. So there will be total 82 to 83 total Council of Ministers. Out of that 20-22 ministers will be cabinet ministers. So they will be carrying a very important departments, and there will be senior ministers, and other ministers of state will be junior ministers, and they will be carrying they will be holding a different departments, and deputy ministers will be just supporting and assisting the cabinet ministers. So this is about the category of the Council of Ministers. Here, according to the Constitution of India, the total number of ministers in the Council of Ministers must not exceed 15%. So for your knowledge, so how many ministers should be chosen? So that should not exceed 15% of the total number of members of the Lok Sabha. So as we know that the maximum strength of the Lok Sabha is 552. So the 15% of 552 comes nearly 82 to 83. So there will be total strength of 82 to 83 Council of Ministers in the Union Executive. And you can see that the ministers must be members of Parliament. It is very important. The minister should be a member of either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Suppose if the minister is not a member of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, in that case, that minister who is not a member of either of the houses of the Parliament, then he must attain the membership within 6 months, either by election or by nomination by President. Okay, so this is the process for becoming a Minister of Council. Okay, how the Council of Ministers are appointed, that is the appointment of the Council of Ministers. The Council of Ministers are appointed by the President on the advice of the Prime Minister. You can make a note here. The President will appoint the Council of Ministers, but by taking the advice from the Prime Minister. The selection of ministers is done by the Prime Minister only. So this is also very important. Prime Minister only selects the Council of Ministers. On advice of the Prime Minister, on the wish of the Prime Minister, the President will appoint the Council of Ministers. Next, what are the general functions of the ministers, Council of Ministers? All ministers are to perform their work of responsible department. So responsible department means there will be different departments, for example, defense, education, finance, space, home. So like this. So the Minister of Education department should perform the work of the education only, and the Minister of Defense department should perform the work related to Defense department. So this is the function of the minister. Next, another function is
all ministers have to answer the questions regarding the activities of his department during the question hour. So we have studied in the question hour, the opposite party members may ask the questions regarding the some issues related to some department. Suppose if there are some questions related to defense department, then the defense minister has to answer for that. If there are questions on the education department, then the education minister has to answer for that. So those ministers of concerned department are responsible to answer for the questions which are asked from the opposite party. So these are the functions of the Council of Ministers. Okay, next, what is cabinet? A cabinet is a council consisting of ministers of cabinet rank. So here the cabinet ministers will be having a higher rank, and those cabinet ministers will come under cabinet. That is also called as cabinet is a council of cabinet ministers. It is the inner body within the council of ministers. So you can see here, this is the inner body. Outside this, the ministers of state will come, and outside this, the deputy ministers will come here. So cabinet ministers will be very less in numbers, that is nearly 20 to 22 strength, but they will be having very important portfolio. Portfolio means the department. And you can see here, it is very important to note, important decisions and policies of government are taken by the cabinet ministers only. So only the cabinet ministers can take the important decisions and policies of the government, not others. And also they will be having a very close contact with the Prime Minister. So Prime Minister immediately attends the meeting of the cabinet ministers, and they will discuss together on the important decisions and the policies. And also you can see that the deputy ministers will be assisting only the cabinet ministers and other ministers. And the ministers of state will be having the different independent portfolio only. They will be holding the independent portfolio, but cabinet ministers will be having always the important portfolio, and the important decisions and policies are taken by the cabinet ministers only. Okay, you can see the present government cabinet minister, some photos are given here, and here our Narendra Modi ji, Prime Minister, and these are all some important cabinet ministers. You have seen that Amit Shah is our Home Minister, Rajnath Singh is Defense Minister, Nirmala Sitharaman is Finance Minister. So like this. So these all will be holding a very important portfolio. Portfolio is nothing but department. So the important departments are given to the cabinet ministers, and they will be framing very important decisions and policies of the government. And these ministers will be very close to the prime ministers. So the prime minister always take the suggestions and opinion from the cabinet ministers before taking any decision. Okay, next, what are the functions of cabinet? So we studied what is cabinet and who are the cabinet ministers. Now let us look at the functions of cabinet. It approves all the proposals for the legislative enactment. Legislative enactment means regarding laws, making of the laws or making the amendments, changing. So related to legislative, the proposals will be approved by the cabinet. It makes all major appointments. So there will be different departments, that is finance department, home department, space, communication. So variety of departments will be there. For that, different officers will be appointed by the cabinet ministers. It frames the foreign policies of the country. So you can see that some related to some foreign matters, foreign affairs, some policies has to be framed. So that framing the policy related to foreign affairs is made by the cabinet ministers. It resolves the interdepartmental disputes. So interdepartmental means there will be variety of departments, that is from defense to home, or from home to space, or different, that is interdepartment. There will be some disputes and jagala, so many conflicts may be there. So they will be resolved, they will be solved by the cabinet minister by properly discussing about those issues. It coordinates all activities of different departments. So all departments' works will be coordinated for the smooth running of the government. It announces ordinances. Ordinances means temporary law. So temporary laws are made only when the parliament is not in session. So in case of parliament not in session, suppose if there is a civil war, for example, if there is a war within the state, in that case it may make certain laws temporarily, that we call it as a ordinance. So it will announce the ordinances. It appoints the inquiry commission whenever it is necessary. Suppose in case of any complaint is there on certain department, in that case it will set up the inquiry, that inquiry is made on that minister or some related officers. So you might have heard of CBI inquiry, CID. So those commissions will be made for only inquiring the issues and to get the solution for that. It also discusses the dissolution of the Lok Sabha. So in case of the government, if it fails or if it loses the majority, in that case the Lok Sabha can be dissolved by properly discussing with the Lok Sabha members. So this is done by the cabinet ministers. It takes the decisions of declaring the emergencies. Suppose if the external country attacks on us, that is China may attack or Pakistan may attack, in such cases it will discuss about the declaration of emergency. So that will be done by the cabinet, and afterwards the president will declare the national emergency, but the discussions and decisions are taken by the cabinet ministers. It is responsible for the adjournment of the parliamentary session. Sometimes it is required to postpone the parliamentary sessions if it is already allotted, already scheduled, due to some reasons, due to some cases. So it may be postponed. So for this also it is responsible. So these are all very important functions of the cabinet, and I think it is very clear for you students. So we have studied today the role of Prime Minister and the role of Council of Ministers, and in detail what is cabinet, cabinet minister. So very important topic we have learned today. So I think it is clear for you students. Shall we stop now? Thank you.